Hey YouTube, Kira Twig here, bringing you all my Red Eyes Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck profile for February 2020. This is probably the most requested deck profile I've had for a good while now, and finally gathered up all the cards for the Red Eyes Black Dragon deck profile. Red Eyes is a really awesome deck. It's fan favorite for a lot of people, and the whole point of the deck, there's so many different plays you can do with the Red Eyes deck. There are fusion plays, exceed plays, plays that just special summon out Red Eyes, focusing on summoning it out and using a bunch of different effect monsters with Red Eyes. A very, very fun deck in total. A bunch of other different cards that were turned into Red Eyes based on cards that Joey used, including Kunai with Chain, Gearfried, you name it. So very happy to finally bring you all the deck profiles. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. So to start off, for the monsters, probably one of the most important monsters in the deck is Red Eyes Black Dragon, Joey's ace monster here. This is the 2400 attack normal monster. It revolves around a lot of different plays for the deck, including just being able to use it for your fusion cost for a bunch of your different Red Eyes fusions, and also just being able to be easily special summoned out to the field with a couple of your trap cards, just being fodder for draw power, you name it. Red Eyes focus and revolves around a good amount of different plays in the deck. So definitely I recommend, if you're going for like the purest version of the Red Eyes Black Dragon deck, running 3 of this card, because you'll definitely need it for plenty of resources. It's definitely one your opponent will be keeping an eye out for. And this art, I feel, is like the best Red Eyes art. It was Joey's original art as well from the anime, so definitely got to go with the triple copy of this one. I need one more foil version of it, and then I'll have all the starter deck versions, but holding off with the one Dark Legend one for now until then. And I also run 2 match up with Kaiba's White Stone of Legend. I run 3 Black Stone of Legend. You contribute this card to special summon 1 level 7 or lower Red Eyes monster from your deck except Red Eyes Black Chick. And if this card is in your graveyard, you can target 1 level 7 or lower Red Eyes monster in your graveyard except Red Eyes Black Chick, which I believe has had its name changed to something completely different now, but these are still the old text for these cards. Shuffle it into the deck, and if you do, add this card to your hand. You can only use this effect of the Black Stone of Legend effect per turn, and only once that turn. So beginning out your main boss monster is a very important part of the card and the deck overall. So just being able to open up Black Stone of Legend is a big help for sure with the deck, and just going for your plays overall. Just like I said, getting out Red Eyes Black Dragon, then being able to recycle Red Eyes and this card, very, very crucial also. And I also run 3 Gearfried the Red Eyes Iron Knight, a new Gearfried the Iron Knight card compared to the old copy. It's been out for a while now. I think it actually came out in the first Legendary Duelist pack. Once per turn, if either player equips an equip card to this card, you can destroy those equip cards. Then you can destroy 1 spell or trap your opponent controls. Once per turn, you can send 1 equip card you control that is equipped to this card to the graveyard. Then target 1 level 7 or lower Red Eyes monster in your graveyard and special summon it. So along with having the equip effect that works very, very well with Red Eyes Fang with Chain, it's also very strong because it works with the equip plays for your Red Eyes Slash Dragon, which also involves using a warrior monster for the fusion play. So I run 3 Gearfried the Red Eyes Iron Knight just to help with that consistency overall, and just being able to set it up in the graveyard and then be able to re-equip it onto Red Eyes definitely does come in handy also. And for some added Red Eyes backup support, I run 2 Red Eyes Archfiend of Lightning. It's a Gemini monster, so it's treated as a normal monster while face-up on the field or in the graveyard, but when you normal summon it to have the effect, once per turn you can destroy all face-up monsters your opponent controls with defense lower than this card's attack. It can definitely be quite scary against your opponent. I know it doesn't do quite well against Link monsters, but still being able to destroy all the other type of monsters as long as they have lower than the attack of this card is definitely a threat to be reckoned with. And it also helps for some of your other fusion plays, especially since cards like Archfiend, Black Skull, Dragon need a Red Eyes normal monster, which it counts as on the field as well for that. And I'm also running probably one of the newest cards in the deck is 2 Red Eyes Alternative Black Dragon. It cannot be normal summon or set. Must be special summoned from your hand by attributing 1 Red Eyes monster from your hand or field. And you can only special summon Red Eyes Alternative Black Dragon once per turn this way. If this card is destroyed by battle, or if this card in your own possession is destroyed by an opponent's card effect, you can target 1 level 7 or lower Red Eyes monster in your graveyard except Red Eyes Alternative Black Dragon and special summon it. And if it was a Red Eyes Black Dragon that was special summoned, its original attack becomes doubled. So the true powerhouse way to finish off a play with your red eyes is to use the alternative black dragon for its own play to get it back onto the field, but just another great way to set up red eyes in your graveyard because you can tribute it from the hand as well with this card. I only run the 2 though, since you do need that tribute play to special summon it, but still very, very useful overall as an added backup to your original red eyes. And I'm also running 2 Red Eyes Baby Dragon. I thought about bumping this card up to 3. If I do, I'd show what number to take out in just a bit for this spot. But with Red Eyes Baby Dragon, when this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you can special summon 1 level 7 or lower Red Eyes monster from your deck. If you do equip this card from the graveyard to it, it gains 300 attack. And also, while equipped with that monster, you can add 1 level 1 dragon monster from your deck or graveyard to your hand. So you can reshuffle the setup for the Blackstone of Legend, which is a dragon monster, using your Red Eyes Baby Dragon. And then the equip just helps also for some of your other plays. For example, being able to work quite well since Gearfried has Red Eyes in its name. You can special it and equip it onto it and gain the effect there as well. And I also run 2 Black Metal Dragon. You can target 1 Red Eyes monster you control, equip this monster from your hand or field to that target. It gains 600 attack, and if this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can add 1 Red Eyes card from your deck to your hand. So I think the 600 gain was meant to more play off of the fact that it would be equal out to the Blue Eyes White Dragon, the way that you can combat it with the 600 attack boost gain. They would destroy each other, obviously, but that added boost goes very, very well with Red Eyes Slash being an additional equip card to use with this card's effect, which we'll get to when we go over the extra deck, but still very, very useful as well. And I also run 3 Red Eyes Retro Dragon. If a level 7 or lower monster you control, except Red Eyes Chick, is destroyed by your opponent's attack or card effect and sent to your graveyard, you can special summon this card from your hand in defense position. And if you do, special summon as many of those destroyed monsters as possible in the same position they were when they were destroyed. And you contribute this card, and you can normal summon 1 Red Eyes monster during your main phase this turn, except Red Eyes Black Chick, in addition to your normal summon. So the additional normal summon works well for some of the other Red Eyes support we run. This is just a good special summon option for some of the recovery plays. If you didn't want to run 3 Red Eyes Retro, this would be the spot I'd say to try out a 3rd Red Eyes Baby, but I do like the 3 Red Eyes Retro just for that recovery play you can do with all your Red Eyes when your opponent tries to destroy them as well. And also to finish off the monsters, I run 1 Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon. I decided just to stick with as pure of the Red Eyes build. I'm not running any hand traps in this variant, just so we have that option for the plays. But if you wanted to try out just a couple Ash Blossoms or Effect Veilers, you might want to just remove 1 Red Eyes Archfiend Lightning, 1 Alternative, and then 1 Retro Dragon, basically keeping everything else the same, and then just using those spots for the hand traps. But that's if you wanted to. I just think it's a lot more fun when you go for the pure Red Eyes build using all the different Red Eyes cards. And that's it for the monsters. We'll now move on to the spells. I run 3 Red Eyes Insight, probably one of the best setup cards in the deck. You send 1 Red Eyes monster from your hand or deck to the graveyard to add 1 Red Eyes spell or trap card from your deck to your hand, except Red Eyes Insight. You can activate Red Eyes Insight once per turn. The main card you want to search for with this is Red Eyes Fusion, being the main go-to play card for a lot of your different fusion monsters. So having 3 of this is just an extra search and setup in your graveyard for your Red Eyes monsters to be special summoned back as well. And the card we're speaking of enough is the Fusion card, which is Red Eyes Fusion, also running 3 of this. You fusion summon 1 fusion monster that lists Red Eyes monster as the material from your extra deck, using monsters from your hand, deck, or field as fusion material. And if you do, its name becomes Red Eyes Black Dragon. You cannot normal or special summon other monsters the turn you activate this card, and you can only activate 1 Red Eyes Fusion per turn. So you can still set monsters. You can set up cards like the Blackstone of Legend to use next turn just by setting it on the field. But Red Eyes Fusion, most of the time I go for the Red Eyes / Dragon being your best fusion play to go for. But you definitely want to run 3 of this card because it's, like I said, your main setup card for your graveyard, but also your main fusion play to go for as well. And I also run 3 cards of the Redstone, just more draw power. You send 1 level 7 Red Eyes monster from your hand to the graveyard to draw 2 cards. You run plenty of level 7 monsters to make use of this. Then you can send 1 level 7 Red Eyes monster from your deck to the graveyard. More setup that way as well. If you wanted to try some different numbers adjusted here, you can try removing 1 of the cards of the Redstone, just running 2, and put in a Reinforcements of the Army, just so you have another search option for your Gearfried Red Eyes Iron Knight. I more like to use Red Eyes Fusion to set set it up for the fusion play, and then you equip it onto Red Eyes Slash Dragon. But that's if you want to search out the card as well, and then just dropping this down. But the draw power definitely does come in handy with cards of the Redstone as well. And I also run 3, Call by the Grave, just more of a way to protect yourself from your opponent's hand traps, whether they try and negate your Red Eyes effects for the setup or anything like that, a pesky monster that they may try to use as well. And also just 1 Monster Reborn, being 1 resource away for some of your Exceed plays definitely can pop up, so just being able to special summon another level 7 monster onto the field to summon out Red Eyes Flare Metal from the extra deck, Monster Reborn is a big help with that for sure. And then for the traps, I run 2 Red Eyes Fang with Chain. This is the Kunai with Chain variant for Red Eyes. You target 1 Red Eyes monster you control, equip this card to it. It can make up to 2 attacks on monsters during each battle phase. You can send the equip card to the graveyard to the target 1 effect monster on the field. Equip that target to the monster this card was equipped to, and if you do while that monster is equipped to it, by this effect, its attack and defense become equal to the original attack and defense of that equipped monster. So just a great way to make use of power boosts, especially equipping onto the different cards you run in the deck. Gearfried, for example, or just your different Red Eyes monsters. Only run the 2 though. I much prefer some of the other trap options, including Red Eyes Spirit along with Monster Reborn. You just target 1 Red Eyes monster in your graveyard, except Red Eyes V-Chick, and special summon it. All the setup you can do with cards like Red Eyes Insight leads up just to this card as well, being able to set this if your opponent tries to destroy it. You just chain in response, special summoning a Red Eyes onto the field. So definitely 3 of this comes in handy a lot for the plays and Red Eyes Black Dragon, just to keep special summoning back onto the field. And to finish off the main deck, I run 1 Return of the Red Eyes. It's a continuous trap if you control Red Eyes monster, except Red Eyes V-Chick. You can target 1 normal monster in your graveyard, special summon it, and if this card in your possession is destroyed by an opponent's card and sent to the graveyard, you can target 1 Red Eyes monster in your graveyard, except Red Eyes V-Chick, and special summon it. So more special summon upon more special summoning with all the different traps in the deck. So just 1 though. It's a continuous trap that you can set up on the field, and then having it to rely on with Red Eyes Spirit just, like, keeps the play going. You really don't need just the, more than 1, since it is a once per turn effect also. And that is it for the main deck. We'll now move on to the extra deck. I run 2 Red Eyes Slash Dragon. It needs a Red Eyes Black Dragon and a Warrior monster to make it. So Red Eyes Fusion is my main go-to card with that play, being 2800 attack, being able to negate effects that target it while it's equipped with cards, and just being able to boost up its attack, especially with cards like Black Metal Dragon as well, just making it all the more powerful every time you equip different cards onto it with this, and then its own effect, and the fact that you can make it attack twice with some other cards you run on the deck makes it a true boss monster and one for your opponent to fear in the extra deck. And I also run 1 Archfiend Black Skull Dragon. Now, one thing with Red Eyes Fusion in this is it has to be a level 6 Archfiend normal monster, which the Archfiend of Lightning only counts as a normal monster while on the field in the graveyard. So if you wanted to rely more on the Red Eyes Fusion play from the main deck, you can take out one of the Archfiend of Lightnings and try out just a normal Summon Skull for that spot. That's completely up to the player. You can still use the Red Eyes Fusion while this card's on the field, for the play, but that's just if you want to see this card a little faster using the Summon Skull play. You completely just take that out and run this instead. And then for the rest of the Exceeds, I run the 1 Red Eyes Flare Metal. It cannot be destroyed by card effects and has great burn damage against your opponent. For some of the other rank 7s, I run 1 Dracosac, 1 Thunder Charger for the Piercing rank 7, 1 Big Eye to take your opponent's resources, and 1 number 76 Harmonizer. Really works well with the different attribute effects with the overlay monsters, because then you can go for some of the Link monsters, Wee Witch's Apprentice, Nightmare Cerberus, Nightmare Phoenix, 1 Triple Burst, 1 Decode Talker, 1 Topologic Trisbana, and 1 Borreload Dragon to finish off the extra deck. But very, very happy that I finally got around to making the Red Eyes deck. It's definitely been a while, but I hope you all enjoyed it. Like I said, I'm definitely going to also look into maybe making Blue Eyes again one of these days. But I think this might be the first time I ever built Red Eyes. But it was definitely a lot of fun. I hope you all enjoyed the video. And until next time, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. And Kira Twig out.